Hello everyone, this is Anson from AnsonAlex.com and welcome to part 4 of my 2014 video series on using LinkedIn. In this video, we're going to talk about adding connections on LinkedIn. So connections are kind of like friends are on Facebook, but since LinkedIn is a business-driven social media network, it is people that you've worked with in real life, that you went to school with in real life, or that you might be interested in working with in the future. So there are a number of ways to add connections on LinkedIn. One of the ways that you should maybe think about doing first is if you go to this section here called Network, you'll notice that there is a link that says Add Connections. And if we click on that, it brings us to a screen here on LinkedIn where we can import our contacts from whatever email service we use. So for instance, I use Gmail, and I could attempt to import my Gmail contacts, and it would search LinkedIn and say, oh, we have somebody on LinkedIn with this email address. Would you like to add them as a contact? So that's a good way to add a bunch of your real-life contacts all at once here in bulk on LinkedIn. So you can just enter your email address, choose your email provider up here, whether you're using Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, Hotmail, AOL. If you're using a personal email address, like a domain email address like webmaster at AnsonAlex.com, you'd have to use this Your Email section here, and you could go ahead and enter the email address that you're using. I'm not going to do that right now. I have a bunch of connections already on LinkedIn, but if you hit continue, it'll ask for permission to access your account, and then you can bring in all of those contacts. Now, there's a few other ways to add contacts on LinkedIn as well, and the one that I think is probably the most useful is by using the search bar up here at the top. So we talked about this a little bit in the last video when we went over the LinkedIn user interface. And by the way, if you missed videos 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to link them in the description of this video here on YouTube. So make sure you check those videos out. And then I'm also going to be publishing subsequent videos in this video series as well, including how to remove connections, how to interact with connections and groups and companies, and all sorts of great LinkedIn features. But we're talking about searching for people. So up here in this search bar, you could go ahead and you could enter the name of somebody that you know. So let me just go ahead and enter the name of my father. And I'm hoping that maybe this forces him to fledge out his LinkedIn account because he doesn't have a great LinkedIn account yet. He's a little bit older and he has a great job that he's been working for years, so he doesn't really feel like he needs LinkedIn. But this is my dad right here, Aaron Alexander, Senior Sales Representative at Syngenta Seeds. So you'll notice that actually when I typed his name in this search bar, it actually started popping down a list of people that I might be looking for, and he actually came up first. But I actually hit the search button over here, and it brought up a list of all the people named Aaron Alexander. Now he happens to be number 1, so that's the one I was looking for. But you'll notice that on the left side over here, I could have drilled down some information to narrow my search results to find the exact person I'm looking for. So I could have said, well, I know he's in the United States, so I'm just going to click this United States checkbox to only show people from the United States. I could go down here and show only people from a certain company, industry, school. We have all of these options that we can use. Now you'll notice that these options with the yellow IN symbol to the left of it, these are only for LinkedIn Premium users. So here's the first time in this video series where we're noticing that this is a feature that we do not have access to because we're using the basic account. So if you wanted to be able to filter your searches by even more information, you might want a LinkedIn Premium account. This is great for businesses. Whoever's managing your LinkedIn account for your business and they're trying to find maybe employees or contractors and they really want to be able to drill down to specific seniority level, years of experience, real specific information, that might be a good idea for your company. Obviously, as just a single user, just trying to connect with people you know on LinkedIn, that wouldn't be necessary for you. So definitely use the search feature up here and try and get at least 10, 15, 20 connections here in LinkedIn that you know in real life, people you've worked with and people you've gone to college with. Because once you get some connections here on LinkedIn, if I go back to my homepage, you'll notice that on the right side, I have this little box that says people you may know. And these people that I may know, they are coming from all of the connections I currently have. It's saying, oh, Anson has these 500 connections, and of these 500 connections, 30 of them are also connected to this guy right here, Michael Wade Jackson, just as an example. So Anson might know him. So it populates this list automatically for me. And now I could click on actually this See More link down here at the bottom, and it would bring up an entire page of people that I may know in real life. So I can go down this page, and if I know them, I can say connect, add to network, and that's how I can add a lot of friends here on LinkedIn. So just to reiterate a few different ways, we could go here to the network section, we could add connections via our email address. We could also search for people that we know up here in the search bar, or we could go to the home page and look at the people that we may know link. So those are the primary ways to add people here in LinkedIn. Stay tuned for the next video in the series where I'm going to talk about interacting with users, viewing profiles here on LinkedIn, sending messages, that sort of stuff. And then we're going to talk about deleting connections, adding groups, joining networks, searching for jobs here on LinkedIn. So if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up here on YouTube. And if you want to see the rest of the series as well as other technology tips and tutorials, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I have for you for right now. This is Anson from AnsonAlex.com.